to a stolen life.
I make a motion that it be retained.
I'll second that. Any discussion?
I have to apologize, I commented that Freedom Riders, it was, I'm sorry, it was the side, I apologize. So, yeah, Stolen Life, forgive me, so many books, we've done so much reading, so I would say that the Stolen Life is the one that should be more restricted. So, I apologize.
I think the story is tragic. I think that it is certainly historical, and but I can't support it. There's a lot of mature information in there, and I can't support it for anybody other than 12th graders with parent permission. I think it's a book that requires that type of maturity.
Any other discussion?
Going back with the Freedom Riders, I would say what we voted on would be what I would agree to.
Mr. Paul?
Okay, in my 30 years of law enforcement and working cases from the adult to the juvenile level, this book, it opens up challenging. However, this child, even in some of the handwriting, the handwritten pages that were covered by her, painted a picture that her writing shouldn't be in vain. There are law enforcement use tools such as this. These, and I'm thinking in terms of left behind notes by kids that have committed suicide, or notes that someone may slide under the door of a resource officer and say, hey, this kid's over there doing such and such, and I think he's got a weapon. And I think it's important that we do not, and I will continue to reiterate this, that we do not silence these. We're living in a totally different time where our young people are way more smarter than we are. But there are still obstacles. This book, they can get it in Barnes and Nobles, they can get it offline at Walmart, they can get it however. But I agree that it needs to have some parental, because that therapy won't come if that parent is not parent or guardian or whoever if this kid may come in contact. And I use her story as a sense of showing that we do have kids in our schools, in the high school, and even maybe in middle school, that are facing some challenges that are going down these dark roads. And I think taking a book like this off of out of the library and media, that would be, again, a travesty to our young people that we're depending on to run a country in unified. We talk about carry the cow. We talk about this, but Lord shares that all the time with us. We hear it on emails of, making a pledge of unity to the United States of America. And we understand we understand the consequences of unconscious biases, and we all have them. However, but a message is painted in books, and if we use it for the tool as a positive mode of helping kids, I think we will be more better off serving this country. We'll be a whole lot better.
I would just like to caution us about calling out an individual person and realize that there are more than one just person that has an issue with many of these books that have been challenged. As we know, we've received emails. I know I've received emails. I've received comments. I'd like us to refrain from just pointing out one person.
Okay, I want to let me address that then. Okay, with people, when we get emails, Ms. Burrell, we get emails from everybody, and their emails are important, and they need to know that we're taking every consideration in an email that's being sent. So if it offends somebody, I will openly apologize for it. But I'm not going to apologize by calling out a name, because it is public record, and they can go back and see who said what and who responded. So it takes, and that's the democracy of this whole process, so that we are all on the same page, and that if we if we agree to disagree, that the door still will be open, because those people, whether in opposition or in agreement, we still need their voice.
Absolutely, and I absolutely agree with you. It's just that name's been mentioned a couple of times. You just mentioned it once.
All right, any further discussion? All right, there is a motion to retain a stolen life in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
I'd like to offer another motion. I'd like to retain this book for 11 and 12. I think the themes are so mature that maybe it'd be better for an older child as opposed to a child that's 13 years old. It's very difficult, and I understand some 13-year-olds are walking that walk, but all of them are not. And I remember this story when it happened, and I remember all the news stories that happened. It broke my heart, and this book does as well. But I think the content is so mature, I think it needs to be restricted to older children. So I would make a motion that we restrict it to grades 11 and 12.
Was that set?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. We have a motion to restrict the stolen life to 11th and 12th grade, is that correct, Ms. Hull?
And is there any consideration to requiring parent permission, so that parents can talk with their child or have a discussion if they know that their student or their child is reading?
I'm going to say no for the reasons that Mr. Coleman outlined. It may be a child that the parent is involved here, and maybe the child needs to understand how to get it.
So we have a motion and a second as to restrict the stolen life to 11th and 12th grade. If you're in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Nay. Looks like there's a 4-1 vote. I think that concludes our business. I'm now going to turn the meeting